My name is Michael Jr. I want you to listen to the story you will never regret. Let's just listen as I begin. It was a quiet morning at the central train station. The sun had not fully risen and the platforms were still damp with dew. James walked his usual route, carrying parcels and letters. He had worked here 4 years and he knew every corner of the station. The station was alive with the low hum of engines and the occasional whistle of a train announcing its arrival. James enjoyed his job because it was predictable and steady. He never expected anything extraordinary to happen in his life. That morning, as he passed platform 3, something caught his eye. A small unmarked box sat near the benches. It looked ordinary enough, but it was out of place. The station was busy with commuters, but no one seemed to notice the box. Something about it made James stop. He bent down and touched it. It felt heavier than he expected. He looked around to see if anyone was watching, but the crowd was moving on, oblivious. James hesitated for a moment. Then curiosity overcame him. He opened the box slowly and froze. Inside were bundles of cash wrapped neatly in brown paper. He picked one up and counted it. His heart started beating faster. He could not believe his eyes. There must have been $2 million inside the box. He felt a surge of fear and excitement at the same time. He could take it and no one would know. Life would change in an instant. Bills would be gone, debts cleared, dreams realized. He imagined buying a house, a car, traveling to places he had only seen on television. For a moment, he considered keeping it. Then he remembered his father. His father had always told him that honesty was the only thing worth holding on to. He remembered his own words to himself years ago. A man is only as good as the choices he makes when no one is watching. James closed the box and carried it carefully to the police station. The walk felt longer than usual. Each step seemed heavier than the last. His mind was racing. What if someone followed him? What if the money was cursed or connected to dangerous people? The police station finally came into view. James entered the building and approached the counter. He explained what he had found. Officers glanced at him and at the box. They asked a few questions and recorded his statement. Then they took the box and disappeared into the back office. James waited, hoping for some acknowledgement. Maybe a reward or at least a thank you. The minutes stretched into hours. Finally, he was told there was nothing more for him to do. The officers nodded politely and returned to their work. James left feeling empty. The box had been his moment of heroism, but the world had not noticed. There was no applause, no recognition, no reward, only silence and indifference. He returned home that evening hoping that sharing the story with his wife would bring some comfort. His wife Maria was in the kitchen preparing dinner. James walked in, removed his shoes, and sat at the table. He told her everything. The box, the money, his choice to hand it to the police, and the lack of reward. Maria stopped what she was doing and turned to look at him. At first, she appeared shocked. Then her expression darkened. "You did what?" she asked. "You gave it to them? You did not take a single cent?" James nodded. "I did what I thought was right," he said. Maria's face twisted with anger. "Do you know what you have done? You have thrown away our chance to be rich. You have chosen their rules over our future. You should not be alive." Her words hit James like a punch. He could not believe what he was hearing. His own wife wanted him dead because he had chosen honesty. He tried to reason with her. "I did not do this to hurt us. I did what was right. We are still safe. Nothing will come to us from this." Maria shook her head and laughed without joy. "Safe? Safe? Do you think you are safe now? You will regret this. You will pay for your foolishness. You deserve nothing." James went to bed that night with a heavy heart. He could not sleep. Every sound in the house startled him. Every creak of the floor made him tense. He realized that the danger was not outside but inside his own home. The person he trusted the most was now a threat. He thought about the money again. $2 million. It could have solved everything. But he had done what was right. And yet his life had become more dangerous because of it. Days passed. Maria's anger did not fade. Her eyes were cold. Her words sharp. James noticed doors left unlocked, keys missing, small signs of threats that were unmistakable. He tried talking to her. "I am not your enemy," he said. "I am the one who loves you." Maria laughed. "You love me? You love yourself more than me. You love your principles more than us. That money could have been ours. Now it is gone. You will pay." James realized that he could not stay. He began making preparations to leave without alerting Maria. He packed a bag, took only essentials, and stayed with a friend he trusted. Even away from home he could not rest. He worried about what Maria might do if she discovered he had left. The thought of betrayal cut deep. The woman he had shared his life with was no longer on his side. She had become something unrecognizable. James reflected on the choice he had made. He had acted with integrity, but the cost had been far higher than he imagined. He had risked his own life in the pursuit of what he believed to be right. The news about the $2 million box never reached the public. No newspapers, no headlines. It was as if it never existed. The police handled it quietly, and James was left to deal with the aftermath in his own home. He realized that the world does not always reward honesty. Sometimes it punishes it. Sometimes it places you in situations where the people closest to you turn against you. He thought about his life before the box. Simple, predictable, safe. Now his life was a maze of fear and uncertainty. He had learned a bitter lesson. Integrity is a treasure, but it is not always accompanied by safety or happiness. James found himself walking alone through the streets late at night. The city was quiet and empty. He thought about the choices people make. How easy it is to justify selfishness, to take what is not yours. How difficult it is to hold on to principles when everything around you tempts you to abandon them. He remembered the faces of people at the station, the indifferent police officers, and his wife's rage. He realized that life does not always reward the good. Sometimes it exposes the dark intentions of those closest to you. Weeks passed. James adjusted to his new routine. He moved from his old home and found a smaller apartment. He avoided unnecessary interactions. The threat from Maria never fully disappeared. He filed reports with authorities and kept himself cautious. He could not trust easily anymore. Every interaction carried the weight of vigilance. And yet, he did not regret his choice. Honesty had been costly, but it had preserved his soul. He had not taken what was not his. He had acted according to his conscience. That mattered more than wealth, more than comfort, more than safety. James eventually spoke to friends about what happened. Some admired his courage. Others questioned his judgment. He did not argue. He had seen the truth of human nature and he had accepted it. People will sometimes value money over life. People will sometimes love wealth more than love. And people will sometimes turn against those they should trust most. He thought about Maria often. He wondered if she would ever forgive him. He doubted it. Her mind had been consumed by greed and bitterness. His own survival depended on distance. The $2 million box was gone. The money was gone. The attention it could have brought was gone. But the experience left James with a profound understanding of life. Life does not guarantee rewards for virtue. Life does not protect you for doing what is right. Life tests you in ways you cannot predict. He had faced temptation, fear, and betrayal. He had made a choice, and he had lived with the consequences. In the quiet moments of his new apartment, James often reflected on what he had learned. Money is powerful, but it is not everything. Truth is powerful, but it is dangerous. And love, when corrupted by greed, can become the most dangerous force of all. James knew he would never see Maria again as he once had. The bond they shared had been shattered by greed and fear, but he had preserved himself. He had preserved his integrity, and he knew, deep down, that this was more valuable than any sum of money. He walked through the streets one last time at night. The city was quiet. The trains ran their usual routes. People moved through their routines, and James walked alone, carrying with him the weight of experience, the burden of honesty, and the quiet knowledge that sometimes the right choice is also the hardest and the loneliest. He whispered to himself in the dark, "Some treasures are too heavy for ordinary men. Some truths are too dangerous for ordinary lives. And some lessons are learned only when the world turns against you." And in that silence, James understood fully the cost of integrity and the price of doing what is right. The story of the $2 million was not one of wealth or fame. It was a story of choices, of courage, and of the unpredictable shadows that lie in human hearts. At the end, a man with white suit and red tie showed up in front of James, with black briefcase filled up with a lot of money, $5 million precisely. He came to reward James with $5 million for his good deed, for being honest and truthful man. James went back to his wife, told her what happened. This time around both of them were happy. Honesty is a good fortune. Let me know what you think about this story. Kindly like, comment and subscribe to my YouTube channel for more episodes.